Hello and welcome to the Jekyllhydeclub. Today we are reviewing a Plague Doctor figure because the plague fascinates us and plague doctors look creepy and cool. This is from the Black Plague when it spread through Europe, killing a lot of people. I'll just spare all the technicalities that people probably already know or don't care about. So that's my history lesson. A lot of people. But it was started in the 13th century, right? No, 14th.
Yes.
Well, there was a couple different ones, so depends on how you look at it. But yeah, and they had these scary masks, and they looked kind of interesting. And I love alchemy and that time period, and so does Gomez. So we wanted to review this figure. It's actually from an interesting game series called Assassin's Creed that has Leonardo da Vinci and a bunch of other old school guys in there. So it's kind of neat. We don't play the game. We might look into it now, but I mainly just saw this Plague Doctor and went, oh, it's a Plague Doctor figure. We have to get it. So we're going to review him, but it's mainly because he's a Plague Doctor, but I'm sure the game's interesting and we will be checking it out. And if you're new, do check out our playlist and subscribe and hang out with us. I am Morticia. This is my darling husband Gomez.
Hello.
And this is Slappy, our roommate.
So, let's see.
First we'll review the other figures in the series.
Yes. In the series, they mention, of course, Leonardo da Vinci. Here he is shown on the left. In his more mature period, presumably while still working for Cesare Borgia as his patron of war. And then the great politician who wrote The Prince and the Art of Politics, Niccolo Machiavelli. Then we have Cesare Borgia himself, the true prince of Italy who wanted to unite Italy under his father, Alexander Borgia.
The most twisted pope of them all.
Yes. And then we have a figure of one of the titular characters of this show, Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Here he is on the right, properly decked as an assassin. Reminds me of the Micheletto guy that served.
I was just thinking about that little guy in the series. Right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the Da Vinci series.
Yeah. Then we have the Harlequin.
I kind of want him because of the whole jester thing. And I wouldn't mind having Machiavelli just because it's Machiavelli.
Yes.
So maybe we'll end up getting those just because the game made historical figures, which is cool. At first when I was looking online at the names of the other figures in the series, I'm like, Harlequin? I thought, Harlequin, the girl from, Joker's girlfriend or whatever, and I'm thinking, God, they put superheroes in everything these days because they put them back to the Civil War and do all kinds of weird stuff, so I don't know. But I was happy to see it was a different one this time, even though she's cool. They just don't need to be everywhere. Okay. Now, we're going to open him. He actually looks like he'll be easy to open and not all tied down with a million things, so that's nice. And there's one tie already. I could have been wrong. Let's see. Okay. I hit myself in the face. That was fun. I'm really not masochistic. That was an accident. Okay. What are you? You're something? No, maybe not. There's something that is nothing. It's just a piece of paper thing. Not a fold out even. Okay. Let's check out our little Plague Doctor. He was $20 on eBay, but I've seen him go for a lot more as well, $60, $80 for the same little 4-inch figure. So if you like what you see after this review, hunt him down for $20 and don't pay a lot more because you can find him cheaper if you look. Okay. His arm. This figure looks because it's small, it's that 4-inch, it looks kind of delicate. Be careful with the joints and stuff. So it does pose, but it's be careful with it. His arm seems to, is this a good angle?
Yes.
His arm seems to want to stay it doesn't really, well there it goes. If you're careful, it goes down. Then this arm goes up or down. So they both have shoulder, I wouldn't say full swivel rotation, but they can go up and down. And the forearm will move out, but again, I'm going carefully because it looks like these are delicate. He's got his finger pointing, or no, he's holding something. Maybe it's a needle?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or something. And then, as you can see, he's got the kind of beaky, Plague Doctor mask. And And I guess it's supposed to go over the head. I'm not sure if that actually is or not, but it's definitely keeping him enclosed so he doesn't breathe in the plague fumes. I think they normally wear black, and this is kind of like a dark brown, but I could always paint it if I care. And his legs move, but I don't really see a point because his robe is keeping them constricted. And they did wear long robes or whatever during the plague time, so that's close to accurate. And, you know, this is more for a game, so it's not going to be perfect, but you can tell it's a plague doctor, and it looks pretty cool, and it will be nice. It's not too small where you're not getting the detail. You want to show it closer, Gomez? And it's not too big where it's kind of taking up too much space, so I like that.
It was kind of interesting to me to learn that plague doctors were not always exposed to danger as we would suspect, because the historian of certain epidemics wrote recently that some of the bubonic plagues were not as commonly believed, where you transferred through contact by being in the same room or anything, only you would have to have direct touch, and that's why the mask is adequate protection in some cases for the plague doctor.
Yeah, some was airborne, some versions of the plague, and some were not.
Yeah.
There could be a cough and different symptoms with different types of plague.
So, the plague doctor for your entertainment.
It did help with the airborne, I think, to a degree, because it did keep you from breathing it directly, but I don't know how foolproof it was. It was kind of a neat idea for back then.
Yeah.
The bird mask, yeah. Love it. So yeah, every time I look at this, I get the feel of spooky, yummy alchemy and darker days of old.
Yes.
So very cool. So, just the company that made that.
They are called Gamestars Collectables.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think it stuck in my head as anybody I've heard of before. Gamestars Collectables, because it's a toy from a game, yay. That's something we can associate. But anyway, I think that if you can find it for $20, it's a decent price, even though it's a tiny figure, because it's older and whatnot. The people that are selling it for more, I don't think it's a good value because of the fact that, I mean, it's not really adorable figure. Be gentle with it. A little kid plays with it, it's going to be broken in 5 minutes. Because it's like a little pouch he's got back there.
Oh, nice. Like a medicine man of all.
Yeah, except it's on the back. So, yeah. Oh, he does have a little bit of, well, looks like he should have waist swivel, but it's not doing that much. And again, I'm not going to try to push it because he doesn't feel very adorable. But he says, hello. And we hope you enjoyed this review. And until next time,
stay spooky, my friends.